Hey everybody, Jay here at bodyboarding.com headquarters. Let's talk about bodyboard cores. There's basically three types of core material that all bodyboards are made of. There may be some outliers out there, but all the boards that we sell come in one of these three core configurations. And I know it's tough to figure out which one is best for you, so that's what I'm going to nail down in this video. First of all, EPS, that stands for expanded polystyrene, also known as styrofoam. EPS is a beaded core. You can see it's made up of beads of foam. It's very lightweight. It is very inexpensive. That's why the entry-level boards are all made with EPS foam. Do not expect an EPS board to be durable or high performance. Expect it to be cheap. That's what it's made for. Typically, these boards don't have any kind of stiffeners. They'll work in any type of wave conditions, but if you get them in big waves, you can snap them in half pretty easily. So if you're on a tight budget, that's a great core to get. But if you want something that's going to last longer, you want to upgrade to one of these two cores. This is polyethylene and polypropylene. First, let's dive into polyethylene. Polyethylene has been around since the beginning of bodyboards. In 1971, the first bodyboard was made out of polyethylene foam. It is the most used plastic in the world. Many products are made out of polyethylene, but this particular type of polyethylene uses what's called a blowing agent to turn it into this foam, and this is a cellular core. You can see it's made up of cells of foam. And polyethylene, the hallmarks of polyethylene is that it is somewhat temperature sensitive. So it's great for water temperatures below about 75 degrees Fahrenheit or about 22 Celsius. It works fantastic. Great flex characteristics. It springs back. It's very durable. And most polyethylene boards on the market have a stringer, which I'll get into in a minute. Some of them even have a layer of mesh embedded between the layers of foam. So polyethylene is your go-to if you're in cooler water temperatures, cold water temperatures, basically typically anything below 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 Celsius. Great core. It is a little bit heavier than polypropylene, but it is also cheaper. One thing to note about polyethylene, if you get it in warmer water, tropical waters, it does get softer and a little bit more flexible, but with modern stiffeners, including stringers and mesh, it will hold its stiffness pretty well. Polypropylene, this is the high-end cores a lot of people think it is. This is also a beaded core. It looks very similar to EPS, but it has some polymers in it that make it a lot more durable and strong and more heat resistant. So if you're in a tropical climate, you definitely want to consider polypropylene. But here's the caveat. Polypropylene comes in many different densities. Specifically in the bodyboarding world, there's three densities that are used in bodyboard construction. There's a 1.9 pounds per cubic foot density, which is really good if you're in very warm waters most of the time, riding big waves, heavy waves. That's going to hold up. It's going to be stronger. It's denser foam. 1.5 pounds per cubic foot. That is a good kind of hybrid, works in kind of all water temperatures. Not as dense as 1.9, but it's still going to have a little bit of flex to it, but it will maintain that light weight that polypropylene is known for and that stiffness as well. And the low density polypropylene, 1.2 pounds per cubic foot. That very closely mimics the flex pattern of polyethylene and will work really well in cold water as well. It's going to maintain that flex even in cold water. If you're in big waves, tropical water temperatures, you might want to avoid the 1.2 density polypropylene if you're a hard charging rider. If you're a casual rider, 1.2 is going to work just fine. Let's talk about how these different cores are bolstered. Many of them have a layer of mesh. It's essentially a plastic mesh that will be embedded typically under the slick. It's between the slick and the core material here, and it adds an additional layer of strength. And most of these boards, polyethylene and polypropylene, also come with a graphite stringer, or maybe 2 or even 3, and they are literally embedded right into the core for extra strength. Think concrete and rebar. You know, it keeps it from flexing essentially too much. It'll flex to a point and then spring back. So a stringer, end mesh, or one or the other are going to add strength to any bodyboard. So the takeaway from all this, you're on a budget, go with EPS. You're in cooler water, anything below 75 or 22 Celsius. Polyethylene, outstanding choice. And if you're in the tropics, you want a high density polypropylene, or you could go down to the middle or low density polypropylene if you're in a cooler water environment, and you can't go wrong. So there you go, there's your tutorial on bodyboard cores.